Supply spec looks decent. Cost control is playable. Farseer is also playable. I think we just go for supply. So we don't necessarily want to keep the Farseer. It's gonna be some kind of aggro tarantula pack, it looks like. Quick supply, so it's hard to say what he's gonna do. Probably have to go for hounds. Don't love it. You'd imagine, yeah, but then the hounds, what did they really do here? I mean, we don't have any good options, I think. Could just go for the arc lights in case he goes for some chaff. It's very not good. Could just go for fangs, build up our let's build up our backline a little bit. Maybe go for the storms on round 2. I think this is our play. Probably wasn't expecting this. Arc lights would have been good. Okay, this guy's a poet. Uh-oh. This is gonna be a really scary story. I see, I see. Okay. So go for the storms now. Proof fire control system. Put it on a storm. You could. Otherwise we have one extra deployment. Don't mind it on a storm here. The storm is mainly for fire. What is the one extra deployment gonna do? I think I prefer this. Uh-oh, that's not good. Alright, so we actually can beat this. We can potentially beat this here. We can clear his tarantula. What's crazy is that our higher damage version, we were close. It's just the higher damage storm did nothing. Do we click the 100 cost thing? I don't think so. And now we need to think about this now. I think we go for the Phantom Ray 100%. But we're gonna need something to counter his phoenixes. I think that can be Wasp. Can be phoenixes of our own. Okay, his sandworm's probably not going to be sandworm's probably not going to be long for this world. Could consider one chaff here. If we're worried about this, but the oil's going to come down and everything is going to be on fire. We're just waiting for him to build more chaff. He doesn't have that much chaff. It's only 5. And we have 1, 2, you know. I guess let's not consider the fang. We have 3 because the fangs aren't going to burn. This is going to be kind of annoying because we're not. It's going to be hard to clear this. Yeah, the flanks are going to be super annoying. It's almost like we have damage storm crawlers. We almost want to just click this so we can kill his stuff better. I don't even want to light it on fire with the storms now. For sure, this is not the greatest start. We got steel balls that were completely useless. We had to, spend a turn to get the storms. It would have been so much better if we got the storms from the get-go, like in our opening pack. But I'm very grateful that he didn't go for the crawler on the flank, because that would have been insanely annoying. Looks like we're kind of cleaning up here. We can clean up his Phoenix. We're doing good, very good. Don't want to go charge shot right away here. Could consider upgrading and clicking that button. That might be a very good idea. Laser sights on a Phoenix? Does that do anything for us? I don't know. Might be good. Like, is it good on a storm? It's not good on a storm. We should upgrade this, maybe. I want something for fire, though. I want these storms for fire. Laser sights doesn't seem amazing right now. I wonder if we just save it? I don't think so. I think it's too risky to save it. Let's just throw down the oil right now. We'll ignite it next round. And I guess we can go for Wasp. We can go for Mustang. It's going to be something, one or the other. Could just light it right away. Then we just go for some Wasps. So lighting the oil on fire is better than, so this is not the greatest initial volley. We're actually not going to light this oil on fire until there's nothing in there. That's not good. At least it's doing something. At least we're, we're slowing down his units slightly. But that was an ugly oil. That could have been a lot better. We got the worst timing, but it's only what, 600 damage there. It could have been 600 for us there, so that's not good. Now we go for the oil. We'll go for this Typhoon in case he goes for the AA spec. Obviously, we could click oil. And we probably need a few more Phantom Rays. Let's not build too many Phantom Rays, but, I don't know if this is too much. Might be good like this. Get something here, get something here. Yeah, I think that's good. And potentially, I don't know. He's going, his Phoenix is, we need some Wasp, I think. Wasp is pretty good, but he does have his, yeah, he does have his, the problem is, yeah, he does have his own Typhoons and his own Mustang, so that becomes less attractive. Do we need to go for a third Stormcrawler in the middle to set the fire more efficiently? Range? Maybe a, maybe it's a tower upgrade? Or maybe our attack and defense upgrades. Probably an attack upgrade and maybe a single tower upgrade. He is pushing. Okay, so we already went wasps last turn. Wait a second. I'm having a bit of a mind block. Um, efficient light manufacturing. I think it's almost done. I think we're not gonna go. I think okay. So he's gone tarantula for. That's weird. Okay, that almost makes me want to double down on this, but these guys are not surviving quite long enough. So we will just. Can we snipe a tower? So he's gone for the. Okay, so he's gone for the Mustangs already. I see. I see. Um, I'm just worried that we're not going to get enough fire down. I think that is enough fire. I don't know. Guess we could sell out of the Typhoon if he's not going to go for the Wasp and just play the factory right now. That would be a strong play. It's not a game-ending play, but it would be potentially a good play. I don't know if we go for the we're gonna have to go for range and speed, but a nice beacon would be good. Like we want this to kind of come here. And maybe we just beacon this guy forward a little bit, but there's just so much chaff. Maybe we just yeah, maybe we just leave it like this. Okay, so he doubles down on the Mustangs, which is the worst possible thing. The only problem is that these Phoenixes are kind of deadly, but he doesn't have that much DPS. You add everything together, he's gonna be lucky to do half damage to the factory. And we may not lose anything, but on this side we're not doing amazing. And that's what's a little bit concerning. If we get debuffed here or something, we could be in some trouble. Like it's not good to lose the factory either. It's 500 damage. I don't think we were gonna lose it. It's so close. Oh my god. That was the perfect one. That was the perfect timing for the factory. Good thing we didn't wait for one more round. I thought it was going to be another round, and yeah, it was positioned pretty perfectly here. No beacon, but it's just meant to tank. Now I wonder if it's better to like move it 2 spaces back because everything's going to lock on before our main army comes forward, and there's an argument for not using speed because you want your main army to come in a little bit later. But yeah, this is like a dream result. We weren't expecting to win in one round, and the factory was at like 3% health. So yeah, I mean this is one example where we didn't throw the game. We might have won the game from going factory. I don't know how we play this out. Given okay, um, we'll play this out, but given that he's likely to go more into Mustangs with AM, we have to go into more Phantom Rays with Burst. But then we also need shield on the Phantom Rays so they actually survive. I'm just not sure. The only good thing is he doesn't have that much Phoenix. His Tarantula, though, I mean, are getting a little bit scary, especially with the damage item. Without the damage item, I'm not too worried. So it is kind of, I mean, do we even need burst? He's got 6 Mustangs. All right. We certainly got lucky because that War Factory was at 3%, and I mean we were certainly lucky to win that game in one round. 2,300 damage is um, quite a lot. So knowing that what he's gonna do, this is what I think we would normally do, right? We would just go burst into the Phantom Rays, build more Phantom Rays, and click shield. So I think we can sell out of this. I want to click shield. We're gonna have to borrow to get more Phantom Rays. And I mean, range shield, is that really worth it? Do we go for defense maybe instead? Does the speed do anything? It's probably not bad because it allows us to cover distance. I mean, these guys are 135, so the faster we can get in there, the better. So far the fire's not... We have a huge problem here in the middle. We're getting fire here. That's just because he doesn't have range yet. Once he has range, it's going to be a little bit trickier. Our phoenixes are completely useless. Yeah, and this is it kind of didn't look that good. That's why I was thinking maybe we have to go for the factory. Now, maybe we just play this like just, you know, tanking rays. So we just go, let's just hopefully, you know, tank as much as we can. That could be another way to play it. Could go for range, could go for armor. I think either idea is good. Maybe armor, just so because we're kind of tanking now. Perhaps this is also good, just because you know, if we can tank long enough, we can fire enough missiles. Maybe our oil can get down, especially if say these guys are surviving a lot longer. But it's not quite enough. This looks slightly better than the tank and burst, but it's still not good. You know, it's just not that good. He's got too much stuff that can burn. You'd almost want to just start wondering, can we just transition into war crimes? Don't think you really want to do that though. But we can try it as an experiment. Right, we're just putting insane amounts of fire down. I think it's going to be hard for him to intercept the war crimes. Still don't have any fire coming through the middle. But the second volley should be almost ready. Now our phoenixes are online, because they're able to kill everything. So surprisingly, we have to go war crimes. I'm surprised that actually worked. But it's a pretty big commitment for us. But it's good to know that we have to go for war crimes there. And just out of curiosity, like, what if we went for, like, do we have a launcher overload? We don't have launcher overload. I don't think we can go for more flamers. I mean, be interesting if if more flamers worked. We took launcher overload off the technology bar. We could go for, I don't think you want range, maybe high explosive. Maybe upgrade these guys. Maybe sell out of something. Go for just upgrade these guys. Surely launcher overload is the better, I think, option here, but who knows? Maybe it's just the right amount of missiles that we need. Interestingly, there's no missiles coming through in the middle. Yeah, and this is just the worst outcome. This is completely ugly. So definitely don't go for more storms. Um, and what about like something like worms or something? Could consider worms with armor here. Usually you place them like 4 squares above the Phantom Ray. In this case, they can be maybe slightly higher. I think everything's fine because we want them to lock on for sure to the tarantulas quicker. So maybe even a little bit further. So hopefully if we can get our sandworms to tank, maybe the Phantom Rays survive. See, we do get the oil down now. The fire comes down. This sandworm's still alive. So I think, surprisingly, it's actually the sandworm's probably the best option. And he doesn't have that many phoenixes. He doesn't have that much. Like the only thing that can hurt the sandworm is the phoenix, but he only has 2 packs. So that's why I think this can work. That being said, it's still a loss. Since our factory was a tank factory, I wanted to put it in the middle, but I was worried that the sandworm wouldn't go there. But I'm not sure like if that's a good or a bad thing. So if this wasn't here, I'd probably just throw it here. Right, we had to put it here just so it went there. See here, it no longer goes. So let's just see what happens if we just put it smack in the middle. I forgot the speed, but it might be better not to have the speed. Just so we get lock-ons from everything before our air units move forward. So the sandworm, maybe we don't have to tank the sandworm. The sandworm's the most easiest thing to kill because we have the phoenix. Doesn't look like our factory's doing that great here. And I don't know why that is. I think the reason is that the sandworm occupied was a huge distraction, and for our army to like deal with the sandworm, then come back into the fight, it was better for everything to just converge here. It just made it's kind of like a distraction for half of our army, and it just made them so much way later into the fight. Another possible way you could play the factory is just here and just try to beacon in. I mean, he does have chaff here, chaff here, chaff here. They will be coming, but it is a valid option. You wouldn't want to beacon it on the other side because then the sandworm just gets to the tower. It's a huge distraction. So I wonder if we just get rid of this, or no, I think we get rid of this because we want the Typhoon to support us. So we'll go for speed, but we won't go for the beacon. And I'm not just not sure how far this is gonna make it, into the into where we want it to be. I'm just not sure how long it's gonna take to clear everything. We'll one-shot the sandworm pretty much. Okay, we ignite our own fire, which is good. On this side, this is going quite well. The middle is kind of like pushing through. It's not good. Now we're trying to get to the tower here because we're about to lose everything. And this is very bad, right? Because it took way too long for the factory to go in there. It wasn't tanking. So we might even lose this. Yeah, we're gonna lose. So basically, when you play the factory, you need to think about what is the purpose of the factory, right? There's so many variations of the factory. You can even put a factory here, right? That's also another way, like a delayed tank factory. That makes sense in certain situations where you don't want it to tank everything. So you can even put a factory like here. I don't think it's going to work in this situation, but it will tank actually most of the army. Everything will still come in here. Um, so the question is, okay, so yeah, so let's say we put it here. It's going to tank everything, but it doesn't need to be so forward, right? It can be, we'll try it here with 4 squares. The only problem here is the phantom rays are going to move forward, and if like stuff like this doesn't lock, they'll lock onto the phantom rays. They'll lock onto the other stuff. We want, if we put it here, then like this is going to insta lock. This may not lock, but we now get this to lock. We now get this to lock. We now get the Phoenix to lock. We get this to most likely lock. If we have it here, so let's just try it with like 3 squares down, and let's just see what happens. Right, we can go for range, speed, and let's see what the difference is. 3 squares. So I think this is going to be a little bit worse. I don't know. It could be actually be better. It just depends, if now that we click speed, everything moves up faster, so there's a good chance that some of our air units are going to get targeted. But it looks fine, actually. So, in a way, this could even be better than the original way we played it, because you want everything to come... You want everything to lock onto the factory, and then immediately your backline army to get to the fight. And they're essentially invulnerable to everything because everything's locked onto the factory. Now this obviously didn't work out too well. So yeah, I mean, the downside here is that it doesn't do, maybe this factory doesn't do that much damage. Like if you put it maybe closer, it may lock onto the tarantula quicker. So that is one downside of putting it 3 squares back. So you could tell this is yeah, this was quite tough to win. It might have been like the perfect war factory placement there to be able to win on that round.